Hello. Welcome. I'm Valerie Friedlander, and this is my channel. I haven't been doing a whole lot of stuff here on YouTube recently, especially since I started a podcast. So most of my stuff has been there, but I have a number of new followers here. So I thought I would share a video and say hello and introduce myself and share a little mindset shift because that's kind of what this channel is for. Um, so I am a certified life coach, energy leadership master practitioner, and lots of other things. What you need to know is that I work primarily with high achieving women who want to be able to keep their sanity and build their success because they care about making an impact in the world and creating change, and know that that change starts here. So that's what I do and who I work with. I did a reel today on Instagram that was talking about why we need to stop using how as often in our questioning for ourselves. Part of what my training was in is how to ask questions. Yes, I know I just used how, but it's how to ask questions in a way that's actually going to help you access your creative brain and find solutions instead of just digging into solving problems. Now, is there a benefit to solving problems? Yes, but where our focus goes, our energy flows. So if you're focused on a problem, your energy is focused into the problem. So a lot of times the questioning has to do with like, where do you want to go? What about this problem is important? Because it's not just about the problem, it's about what happens after you solve the problem. So we want to focus on where we're going and why we're going there and what that's all about. Also don't like to ask why questions though, because they can feel kind of judgy. So we try not to do that. I like leaning on what questions. Now, can what questions be problematic too? Certainly. Certainly. You can, oh, well, let's just shift it into a what question. That's a leading question. Like I'm trying to get you to get to a certain place. My goal when I'm working with somebody is always to help them access their own intuition and their own knowledge base and make decisions that are aligned with the person that they are, but is also the person that they want to become. So, what the issue is with how questions is that oftentimes they trigger a sense of overwhelm. So, as I mentioned, I like to work with people who have big ideas, who want to do really cool, big things in the world. So, they have this big idea and they're like, okay, but how do I do it? And that's often a place where we get overwhelmed because the thing is, a big idea, well, it's big. And as soon as we go into how, as smart people, your brain naturally like pulls out all of the possibilities. And it helps to be a big picture thinker, to be able to see these big picture things and see the forest and look down at it and go, wow, this is cool forest. But when you get into the forest, when you like go from that bird's eye view into the actions, the forest itself can seem really overwhelming and big and dark and scary. And then your brain processes all of those possibilities and that big idea as bigger than you. And when something is bigger than you, it is potentially dangerous. So your brain will then go, big idea equals danger. And it releases the inner critic upon yourself and goes, okay, all of these things. And I used this, I made this beautiful, well, I made it backwards. Oh no, look, it's correct. It's very interesting. So I am not super tech savvy, and I with reels, I don't know how to shift the mirror. Maybe you can't shift the mirror thing. I have no idea. But so I've been using mirror writing so that it looks correct on the reel. Just like all of those notes spent, coded notes in high school where I wrote in mirror writing to tell somebody something. You have to hold it up in front of the mirror. I'm like, hey, that was actually useful. Awesome. Just another example of how sometimes things don't seem like they're actually useful in the moment, but you never know down the line whether it will be beneficial. Okay. So anyway, you look at that and you're like, how? And all these possibilities and all these ideas. And it's like, ah. And when your brain goes into survival mode, you're often looking for the right thing to do. You want to pick the best option, the best solution. What's that thing that you're going to do that will be the most efficient? And if there's a best thing, then there's a worst thing. Well, you don't want to pick the worst thing, but I don't know. I don't know what the worst thing is. Or I don't want to waste time and money. So you've got perfectionism and you've got scarcity mindset taking over. And with that scary thing, we'll often spin out and start getting lost in the minutia of something and picking the right thing. And it's actually a way that our brain avoids and prevents us from doing the thing, because what's happening in that subconscious space is, well, I don't know enough. I must not be smart enough. I must not be good enough. I must not be enough. And so naturally, like that's that inner critic voice designed to protect us from stepping into the danger. But you want to step into it because it's not actually dangerous. It's just your brain tricking you into thinking it's dangerous, but in the subconscious. So if you're ever like, I know I want to do this thing, but I'm not doing it. Why am I not doing it? It might just be that your subconscious brain is firing in a way that says, this is dangerous, so let's avoid it. And then you're avoiding it and you're finding excuses not to do it. And then we beat ourselves up over not doing the thing and finding excuses. Just, it's okay. It is normal for that to happen. And there is a solution to that. And it's asking those what questions. What do I want to do? What about this is important to me? What do I have? What am I missing? What do I need to know? Because sometimes it's just, I need to gather information. I need to gather resources. That what are the gaps? And then what's one thing I can do to move myself forward? Because action is what's going to teach your brain that this is okay. You may not feel okay. Like a lot of times it'll feel uncomfortable. And we think, well, if we're living in our purpose, if we're doing what the right thing is, then it will feel right. It will feel easy. It will feel good, whatever good is. And we think, oh, well, because we don't feel good, because we feel uncomfortable, that must mean that something is wrong. When no, it might actually just mean that we haven't done this before and it's new and we're outside of our comfort zone. So it's uncomfortable. So that's okay. It's okay that it's uncomfortable. And so having other ways to check in with, are you doing something in an aligned way with who you want to be and what your values are? If you've actually looked and said, okay, this is the person that I want to be, and this is the impact that I want to make. And then go, okay, well, if I'm that person, then that person would do this in this situation. And then do that, knowing that the feeling isn't necessarily going to match right away. It's just taking that one step and going, oh, okay, I didn't get eaten by a bear. So what's the next step? and then maybe you fall down and you go, oh, it's because I needed to see the snail on the ground. And then you move on. And then you do the next thing. And it can help to have a plan, but it's also really important to be flexible within that plan. And so knowing the person that you want to be and the impact that you want to make helps you stay connected to making those decisions as life happens so that you don't get derailed, but also asking questions that help you make decisions instead of triggering your brain into overwhelm. That is what I help people do. That is my business, is helping you to, while you're in the forest, I can help connect the dots that allow you to navigate that forest based on what you want, that bigger picture, so that you're moving forward in an aligned way and making conscious, loving decisions as you go. So if that is something that you would like support with, then let's chat. We'll see how this YouTube thing goes. Like, I'm thinking, oh, it'll be cool. We'll do more of this. But You can find me a lot on Instagram, and then you can always reach out to me. If you have something that you want me to talk about or that you're curious and exploring, let me know. I do so much better with human interaction where, because again, my mind can be just as dangerous as the next person's. So letting me know what you're looking for, whether you want to put it in the comments or if you want to send me a DM, and because, privacy is a thing that a lot of people want, especially when we're talking about personal stuff that may not be something you want everybody to know about you. So reach out, let me know what you would like to hear about, what you like support with, or if you actually want to just get on a call, I do offer a free exploration session where we can look at what's going on for you and if we're a good fit to work together. So the links for all of that will be below, and I look forward to talking to you. Take care. Bye.